vlog. Welcome to episode 11 of The Consistent Creator. And in this one here, the continuation from the core values video, but I want to talk about freedom versus stability. So once again, I use Mr. Johnson as an example. I use Mr. Johnson as an example. So freedom versus stability or certainty, right? So Mr. Johnson grew up in a different generation, and his generation had to face a lot of oppression that I didn't have to. And so, his generation paved the way for my generation to be able to have certain freedom and to, do things that we're able to do now. So I understand his wanting to have stability, wanting to have certainty. So we're going to have different perspectives, especially when it comes to personal finances, because from a personal financial standpoint, his generation had to do a whole lot more than my generation, because his generation came before my generation, and they laid the groundwork and the blueprint for us to have certain freedom. So I completely commend him and his generation for that. Now, what I totally disagree is that at the core, as I mentioned, everybody had these core values. And his core value is certainty. And I understand him wanting to provide for his family and to leave for future generations. But for me, as somebody that seeks freedom, I don't always like having stuff being certain. Not only that, when things are certain, there's usually less risk. In my opinion, that takes away from the journey. So this is another reason why a lot of people struggle financially, is because they don't take the risk, but more importantly, they don't invest. Like I mentioned previously in 2 other videos, they don't invest in themselves. So how can you expect to have, financial stability when you don't invest in yourselves? But it goes back to what I talk about. People that love certainty and that love stability, they count the scorecard. They check the box on every single thing that they did. They worried about every investment, whether it went good or whether it went bad. Like I said, they're still geniuses. They're micro people. Me that likes freedom, I look at the big picture. I look at the net score. And to me, as long as the net score is positive and not negative, then, us dynamo geniuses that love freedom, we're happy. But the main thing for us is progress. We focus on progress. That's what frustrates us, is progress. What frustrates still geniuses or people that like certainty is lack of organization, or chaos, as they like to call it. So things that are not, they can't control, or they can't put in a box, or they can't put a structure, or they can't put a process on, it drives them nuts. It drives them nuts. So for me, like, I'll use my son as an example. Like, my son, he has toys. And there's times when, when we're home, he has them all over the floor. I don't necessarily get mad because he has the stuff all over the floor. I look at it as freedom. I look at it as he's having fun. Now, his mother, on the other hand, still genius, I'm a dynamo genius. His mother, on the other hand, it upsets her that everything is not organized and that he's not playing with everything at one time. But I'm focusing on his freedom. She's focusing on making sure everything is stable and making sure everything he plays in an organized way. And that's the same thing that people are doing in their life. You want everything to be wrapped up in a bow. You invested in something and it didn't work. Don't let your past cripple your future, or hinder you from having the financial future that you're supposed to have. I believe in taking risks. Like I said previously, I don't believe in betting the farm. I'm not telling you to go out and bet all of your money on something, but sometimes you got to take risks. And everything in life is a risk. Everything in life is a risk. Me recording this video for you right now is a risk. And there's also opportunity cost to everything. But you gotta go in and bet on yourself. Take the risk. But I know, you're afraid. It's gonna, what, Joe, what if it goes wrong? What if it don't work out? Here's some words of wisdom. Every minute, every second, every day is an opportunity for something new or for something greater. So if it don't work, try again. I love what Jim Rohn said. When your child is learning how to walk, you don't get them and say, hey, if you don't walk by the 100th attempt, I'm just going to stop you from walking. No, you don't. You make sure that baby learn how to walk. If they don't have any, medical issues with their legs or anything. But you make sure they walk. You tell them to keep trying, keep trying, keep trying. When your kids come to you and they got homework and they get frustrated, I need help. They can't figure out what you say, try again, try again. But we don't do that as adults. Especially with the kind of personal finances, we don't do that. We don't keep trying. What we do? We stop. Oh, that didn't work. John and Susie, I don't want them to know that I failed, so I'm not going to tell them. Because you want to protect the pride. You want to protect the ego. Let that go. It's not important. Let it go. Don't be so uptight. But like I said, if you are one of them people that you have to have certainty, that's fine. But my perspective, I feel like you're robbing yourself. Give yourself a little bit of freedom to live. Don't be so uptight. But this also comes down to if that's your core value and that's what you feel like you deserve out of life, then go for it. Some people can't even think about, becoming millionaires. And if they do become millionaires, they want to do it in the most convenient way. So they may say, somebody that loves certainty or stability might say, all right, cool, I just need $5 million to live for my whole life. That's cool. That may work. And like I said, for you guys that love certainty and stability, that's fine. Do you. All I'm saying is that I want you to just try to look a little bit at a bigger scope. You don't have to agree with me. You don't have to, take everything I say into consideration. But I just want you to expose yourself to it and make a decision for yourself to embrace freedom. I think personally that, your happiness will improve when you seek freedom. But like I said, everybody has their own, those core values. And having stability, that's what, that may help you sleep good at night and have a calm head. And there's greatness that comes from stability, and that stuff is anchored down, But I'm not the type of person to have, my finances wrapped in a bow before I take the next opportunity. Not only that, we only get one life. You don't know if you're going to get a chance to do that. And not only that, timing is important. Opportunities with timing are important because you can't get that time back. And there's opportunity cost to everything. So for somebody that's certain, you may say, oh, well, let me do this. I'll wait to do that later. Nah, don't do it. Wait, do it now. I know I procrastinate too, but do it now. Oh, I'm going to start that business. What happened? Something happened. Man, I get a chance to start that business. Oh, I want to write that book. Man, I get a chance to write that book. A lot of employees do this. Oh, well, I got a safe and secure job. Now, I'm not saying I got it perfect. I'm 0 for 2. There's times when I had a decent job and I left to go pursue other opportunities. So right now, I'm 0 for 2. And sometimes I'll look back at it and I'm like, man, I shouldn't have done that. But I had to have that experience. And it's making me better. Sometimes when I'm in the middle of it, I don't see that, but it is making me better. It's giving me new experiences. Sometimes you might need to look out for another job or look out for an opportunity. You won't know unless you try. You won't know. You know, it's disheartening to see people that, that be in the same position 10, 20 years, never tried nothing, never been outside, nowhere. Just, I'm from Miami, so I know people that they never left Miami. They don't know what Broward County, which is north of us, look like. They don't know. I currently live in Palm Beach now, which is 2 counties over from Miami-Dade. They don't know what that looks like. Some people just don't take no risks. They don't go nowhere. They don't do nothing. I know this is certain, so I got to keep just try living a little bit. Not like I said, whether that's personal finances or what, just give yourself a little bit of freedom. You might enjoy it. You can always go back to certainty. You can always do that. So, my final thoughts on this is that it's okay to have certainty. It's okay to want to have stability. But give yourself a chance to have freedom as well. Like I said, you might enjoy it. You may not. But there's only one way to know. And that's to try. And that's to experience it. So, thank you for watching this video. Please leave your thoughts, comments, concerns in the bottom. And I look forward to seeing another video. Simmons out.